So I wanted to briefly discuss managing dogs that are suffering from thoracolumbar intervertebral disc disease. And I have found over the years that there are a few exercises which really make a difference. And these exercises can be applied in the first 2 weeks of the problem, whether you choose to treat conservatively or whether you're treating post-surgically. So it would be 2 weeks post-op or in the first 2 weeks after the start of the symptoms. And I separate, so we have goals of, the goals of the exercises are to improve mobility, to enhance proprioception, and also to return the dogs to functions of daily living. And that is the biggest thing that we need to achieve, because that's what's going to impact on our clients and the people that are caring for the dogs. So I divide the exercises or the animals into two groups. There's the group where the dogs are paretic, and there's the group where the dogs are ataxic. And there are still some dogs that are paretic where, for whatever reason, surgery has not been performed. And I don't want to get into discussing surgery or non-surgery because we all have our own opinions. The paretic dogs, you're going to want to be reinstating normal posture in the dog. So these exercises are exercises where you can support standing or assisted weight bearing. You can roll them or position them over a peanut or something that's going to support their body, and then allow them to try to stand. Remember, they're paretic, so they can't stand on their own. You definitely want to then add some rhythmic stabilization. So those are rocking motions backwards and forwards and side to side. And you'd want to do a lot of sensory stimulation, a lot of tactile. So tail stimulations, tickle the skin, groom and rub the fur up against the normal lie of the fur, things like that. And then you want to be doing flex or reflex exercises, not too many of them because the reflex will no longer work, and bicycles in lateral recumbency. When we look at dogs that are ataxic, then we have the same goals, but our exercises change a little. So instead of assisted weight bearing, you would have assisted walking because the dogs can actually already move, but you may need to support them and assist them to walk in a proper fashion, some sort of gait training. You definitely still want to do sensory or tactile stimulation, but here you can do things like walking on different surfaces. So the proprioceptive pathway is a very good it's a very good medium. So we actually have built one here at the practice and we use it frequently. So walk over different substrates and even over slightly uneven ground. Rhythmic stabilizations are still important, except you may not need the peanut to support them. They may well be able to stand on their own, and then you just use a sling or your hand to give them the awareness that this is where their body is, and they must engage the muscles. And then the bicycles for me move from bicycles in lateral recumbency to standing bicycles. And I have found that if we are able to apply these to our patients in those first 2 to 3 weeks post-surgery or post-injury, that their recovery is much quicker and their return to functions of daily living also a lot quicker. Bear in mind, my last provisor is that the pain must be controlled before we do any of these exercises. So I hope you find that helpful. I do have an entire webinar on this that is available on the College of Integrative Veterinary Therapy's website.